So in this video, we're going to be showing you a website audit for a company called Sydney Steel Frames. So basically what the client's looking to do is get more leads, more inquiries, more sales for steel frames in the Sydney region area. So we're going to go through this website. We're going to go through his keywords. We're going to go through his competitors, and we're going to give him a bird's eye view of what we think will help him get more sales, more leads, more inquiries. So first and foremost, Sydney Steel Frames, we're on their website, and immediately what I can see is that they've got a power message there: steel frames made easy, steel frames, structural steel, one-stop shop. Promise to beat all comparable quotes. Okay, so this is great because immediately you tell them what you do, which is exactly that. You're a one-stop shop for steel frames, and there's no ambiguity about that. Get a quote, give us a call, which is great. So I guess the, the 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 insight here is what makes your steel frames durable, strong. So you give them a bit of an insight there, which is great, and then you explain to them why it's cost effective. And then obviously you give them some insights of why you would choose steel over your traditional wooden frames, and then you've got some sustainable benefits. Of course, you've highlighted the fact that these products are not hurting the world in any way, so they say, which is great. But here we go. So this is definitely eye catching. It catches my attention. You've got there that this project here is a project that you've done for a childcare, which is fantastic. Um, However, like I'm left wondering, what do I do next? What is it that I need to do? Do I make an inquiry? Um, do I upload my specs? Do I give you a call? So there's a number of things that I'm unsure about. If you could explain to me the process that we would normally go through. Like for instance, step one is choose the type of metal frame that you want. Is it different specs? Is there different strengths? Is there a particular type to be used on a different application? So application use, how to choose what makes a steel frame fantastic. I think it'd be great to actually have some tests that have been done. So a bit more insight about that would be ideal, so that people can get a good understanding that you guys know your craft, and you're going to help them make the right decision. And and then of course I would be looking to get more and more projects on here, because if we're going to try and win this business, we need to showcase that we've done this hundreds of times. The more the better. And if we haven't, then we need to be thoughtful about how we paint that picture in another industry that we can leverage off. So we did timber trusses for 10 years now. We're doing steel. This is the steel side of the business. So we've got that to fall back on. So we need to have that leverage. I think that's going to help immensely. And then obviously, if we can tie this up with some social proof, when people come on here, they're going to be wondering, okay, so looks like you can do the steel frames really well. It looks like you can support me. It looks like you've done quite a few projects, but I want to know who else is talking good about you. And if they're a Google review, if they're a video review, or anything that would resemble to be true, that's what you want to get on here as quickly as possible. So that would be my initial recommendation. And of course, other pages that support other products is also good. So if you've got other products like structural members in this case, then you'd want to do a similar thing like what you did with steel frames. You want to keep instilling why that product, why that service, why you. So when coming on here, I'm left wondering, okay, is this what you do as a business? I'm assuming that structural steel can be purchased, um, can be designed, fabricated, and installed. This is quite, um, I guess, quite a good thing to showcase. However, I'm not sure we're showcasing it in the best light. So please call us to discuss your requirements or your project specifications, and our friendly team will assist you promptly. Whether it's a full-fledged design, steel fabrication, installation project, or small repair, welding job, we will happily assist you. Okay, great. But how does this apply to steel frames? Is this still part of the steel frames structure? So who would require a steel frame? Would it be a builder, homeowner, um, an engineering workshop that happens to need some odd project through a structural steel company? Would that fall into it? Because if so, we need to talk to these people. We need to talk to homeowners. We need to talk to builders if that's who we're targeting. We need to say, listen up, homeowners. If you were to contract a project manager to outsource this to and have all these fabricated and any custom requirements for your home, um, for your underground car park, whatever it may be. It may be, your business, your line of operations, whether it be something like that. Then we need to talk to these people in detail and explain to them why it's beneficial to have this service within the company, because then they're going to be able to say, hey, not only do they supply the frames, but they also do custom beams to support other custom applications, and that to a builder and to a homeowner could be really, really valuable. So that's where I'd be going with that. And then, of course, with a get a quote, you'd want to definitely be trying to get them to give you some information about the project, give you some highlights on what it is that's needed, so that when you do call them, you're a little bit more equipped than just a phone, a number, and a message. Um, Application, type of project, turnaround time, budget if essential, and these things will definitely go a long way to helping you. So that's what I would say when it comes to your site. Anyone that's looking to build an online presence and win business, they need to get their site ready. Their site is the vehicle to drive them forward, and if the vehicle's needs an update, needs maintenance, needs care, needs attention, then that's definitely the way to go and start with. The next thing we look at is how well you're ranking already. So if I do a search for steel frames Sydney, you come up, which is, I guess, the purpose of the name is to try and rank for that search term. So congratulations there. That's great. So I can see that you've got Google My Business listings, which is excellent. However, I'd be trying to get these on my website somehow. Get a widget to display different um, reviews, so that people can immediately say, okay, we're not the only ones that are going to go through this process, and you just want to get as much of your projects up on the site as possible. If you don't have that connection with your site, then connect with your Facebook and then showcase what you've done there. So I've checked out your Facebook, but before we get into that, I kind of just wanted to finish it up with the Google My Business listing. As you can see, you're ranked number one. You got 8 Google reviews, and I think that we can definitely be looking to grow this even more by getting more and more reviews on an ongoing basis. And the more reviews you get, you're going to be able to venture out into those suburbs within Sydney, so you'll rank more locally. So that's that, and then of course we checked out your Facebook, and I can see from your Facebook that you're pretty proactive. You've got some information here about different steel frames, and I guess these are testimonials, which are great, like before and afters, anything that can assist people by acknowledging what it is you do is going to help. However, just looking at it on a surface level, they look great, but they just get very little eyeballs. 7 likes, 23 shares, which that one's not too bad, but that one's at 9 likes. You need to get thousands and thousands and thousands of views, and that's the trick. The more eyeballs you have on your offer, on your social proof, the more you're gonna get people knocking on your door and saying, I need help, knocking on your door, and then them saying, we're looking for somebody that has this experience, and can you fulfill these needs? So the and that's it. Basically, you're just trying to do that to the right audience to try and get in front of them as much as you can. But the key insight there is the right audience. So I can see that you're being very proactive, but I'd be looking at figuring out how to turn, for every 5, 10 posts that you get out that are generic, you get one that's an ad, and you show that to 50,000 people, right? And from 50,000 people, you get 2,000 of them to say, yeah, I'm interested. And then from those 2,000, you get 200 or 100 to say, yeah, I'll take you up on that. That's what you want. You want volume. And then you want to be able to shave that funnel down until eventually there's a small pool of them that say, yeah, I want this. So it's great that you're showcasing what you do for domestics. You also build staircases, and you probably do some odd jobs that only a fabricator could do. Amazing. However, it'd be great to actually talk to that customer. Dear builders, if you're looking for a custom fab shop that can assist you with building unique underground floors, trusses, support members, um, unique patios, al frescos, da 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 da. These are challenging projects, but we can handle them. We've worked with hundreds. Check out our page and see how we help builders, homeowners. So we keep talking to these people, and that's all we're talking to. Um, and that's how we attract more of them, because they resonate with who we are, what we're about, and so on and so forth. So I've gone into Ubersuggest as well, just try and get an understanding of the keywords, of the rank, the rankings. Which keywords tend to get the most amount of volume and visits, and how well do you rank in comparison. So I can see that Sydney Steel Frames, it's a given. It's your business name that ranks really well. Good job. 50 visitors. Um, SEO difficulty is 33, so it's a low hanging fruit. It's easy pickings. But something like this one, Sydney Steel. Well, that's a bit broad. It could be anyone looking for just steel. We don't know if they want frames or not. So the Sydney Frames, maybe it's a bit more targeted. This one here, difficulty is a little lower, so it's easy pickings. But your position's number 33, so I'll definitely be looking to pick these up. Structural steel frames as well. Steel frame installers. So there's quite a few variations of that same keyword, but you seem to be ranking quite high, and some of these you're not ranking at all. So I guess, how do you rank for these keywords? How is it that you rank? That's the main keyword that we should all be asking ourselves. So the way you're going to rank, of course, is by having a blog site that has a lot of articles that talk about Sydney Steel, talk about Sydney Steel Frames. So the way to kind of hone in on that is say, okay, well, what are the questions that people are asking in Sydney Steel Frames or structural steel frames, so that I can answer those? And the best way you can do that is to come into Google and type in Sydney Steel Frames, and then you start seeing what sort of questions pop up and the answers. So these are dead giveaway of what's going on here. So what you can do immediately is, how much does the steel frame cost per meter in Sydney? If you answered that question on your blog post, bang, you'll be the first one to show up there, and you're getting really qualified traffic. So, are steel frames cheaper than timber? Great. Write a blog post, excuse me, explaining whether they are cheaper or not, and how they apply and when do they apply. What is the Australian standard for steel framing? Bang, you list this on your website. So if you just came out with 10 or 15 articles answering those questions, guess what's going to happen? Especially when you have low pickings like what we just showed you a minute ago here. 14, 21. This is, I'll rephrase what this is. This is the competition. Anytime you see anything with competition under 50, you could be months away from getting to the top. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So that would be my recommendation. Obviously, you can use, we could talk about how we would use other services to help us identify what those questions are, but that's the easiest way. And of course, the next best way to get in front of these people is to buy traffic, and the way to buy traffic is to go to Google and to go to Facebook. That's the easiest way. And I would say is, if someone's looking for a steel frame, they're going to be searching for somebody locally, and that's going to be the quickest converter. These people are going to be likely to convert the quickest. That's what I'm trying to get to there. So so you'd want to be ranking for the main keywords. So that's why I focused on the SEO component, because I thought if you rank organically, you win. That's that's the easiest pickings. But you could also run ads, and you could be ranking on both. So you rank on organic and you rank on ads. And then if they go on Facebook and they sort of just check out their post, comment on a friend's post, or upload a photo, your ad will come up. Domestic steel frames, looking to do this in your next development project. Need some assistance in figuring out where and what and why, give us a call. These are the things that are going to get your campaigns rolling really quickly. So I guess for me, this video was more or less just to give you a bit of insight of what I would do in this case and how I would tackle this. And judging by the market and the buyer persona, this is exactly how I would do it. I would do a combination of website cleanup, SEO, organic reach, Google My Business listing, focus on them heavily, get those reviews coming in regularly, and then really honing in on these keywords. These keywords are going to be filled with customers if we get the price right. If we get the price right, like I said, all we got to do now is get in front of these people and try and get in front of them as much as we can and as often as we can. I've got a handful of keywords here. I think we could get probably hundreds. So with hundreds and an allocated budget, we can definitely look at improving the conversions of this website. So I hope that's been helpful. Shoot me a message. Let me know what you thought. All right.